Good day everyone, this is Sarel van Grenen, aka Mr. VG, and welcome to video 2 of 7 about mathematical reasoning. Today we are specifically going to look at giving you the tools in your hands so that you can choose your weapon carefully. You might want to have a sword, maybe a fisticuffs, maybe you want your laser vision to be in there. Maybe, just maybe, you want to keep that lasso of truth for when you need it. We are going to look at the 3 basic approaches, which are 3 different tools for 3 different scenarios. The 3 basic approaches are, first of all, the GUNG-HO approach. Secondly, we are going to have a look at mining, the mining approach. Thirdly, my firm favorite, the monkey behind the mountains. If you've never heard about this, absolutely no worries at all. Absolutely no worries, because I invented the terminologies for these. First of all, the GUNG-HO approach. My favorite when among students. Full tilt, running into the problem, kind of like the Naruto runner. Without thinking about where we're going, we just rush into this. It's a fantastic approach at times, but there is some good and some bad, as there is with any scenario, with any approach. The good about it is it gets the ball rolling. There's no time to get stuck. There is also some quick fire solutions. The bad about it, unfortunately, is you might have all the good intentions in the world, but there is unforeseen circumstances. You might do more harm than good. You might even get lost in solving the problem, so you have no clue where you are actually going with this. Also, you might think, I'm done, I've done everything, but you actually haven't answered the question because you just ran into it. Now, is this GUNG-HO approach bad? No, there's some brilliant applications to the GUNG-HO approach. The brilliant applications are in the sake of emergencies. When you don't have time to overanalyze and to think about the scenario too much, you've just got to solve. Also, it's when you've got straightforward and theory questions. You don't have to think about it, you just write it down. Lastly, when you have no idea where to go, those questions, those beautiful mathematical questions that no one has an idea and even your teacher struggle. If you just want to score a few marks and you've got 5 minutes left, this approach, well, I tell you, go for it. It doesn't help everywhere. So therefore, I'm going to teach you about the second one. The second approach is the mining approach. The mining approach is a brilliant mathematical reasoning tool to have because it teaches you how to analyze different scenarios. It teaches you to focus on the problem sometimes. It's kind of like digging a mine shaft. You see this mountain in front of you, and little bit by little bit by little bit you dig into exactly what the problem is. Same as with the GUNG-HO approach. There's some good and some bad. Well, the good about the mining approach is you analyze the problem. In other words, that mountain, you break it up into little pieces. You get different perspectives. You can also, if it's a real life scenario, get different perspective on it. This means that there's also less or fewer unforeseen problems that will come up. The bad about it, unfortunately, is you can get so stuck in analyzing the problem that you come across analysis paralysis, which is where you get so stuck in analyzing it, you're going nowhere. You don't always keep the solutions in mind. Now that can sometimes be a problem because you might end up further away from the problem than when you started. And also, it's not always very good when you are facing an emergency because you are wasting valuable time that you could use to actually solve the problem. So when is mining good? When is it the tool to go to? It becomes the tool to go to when you have a big problem scenario or complex problems. Because when you've got a complex problem and there are many variables involved, you need to be able to pull it apart and you need to be able to see it from all the different perspectives. In mathematics, Euclidean geometry requires this approach. As well, interpretive questions. So when they ask you, analyze the scenario. What is your take on the scenario? Then you need to be able to mine. Ladies and gents, you need to buckle up, get your cape on, put on your best face, because you are on your way to becoming a superhero. This is Mr. VG signing out. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Remember, go and be awesome. Cheers.